So, Charlotte, people talk about pain thresholds, and a lot of women think women have got a higher pain threshold than men, right? Do you think that? Yeah, it's bull. And I can prove it, Charlotte. I hurt your feelings just by saying that.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from the Modern King titled "Women Learn the Hard Way That Men Have Quit the Dating Circus." So this is something that's been happening for quite a few years now. Men have, rightfully so, mind you, opted out of things like dating, marriage, and so on. And women are now just realizing this. And of course, this represents a huge problem to modern women who relied on the good men still being there when they turned 35. So guys, let's jump into today's video. Now, today's video was suggested to me by Locke, the Bounty Hunter. I'm going to leave both of their channels linked in the pinned comments. So make sure you go and subscribe to these guys. Don't forget to leave your own comments, and let's jump right into the video.
The worst thing possible is happening to young women. Men aren't giving them attention.
Nobody hits on me or approaches me. Ever. Oh my god, like, please.
It's not an isolated case.
I better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so sick of this.
What's happening?
Why is it getting to this point? Because you guys don't come up to us in New York City, and it's crazy.
Women in the media have said it's inappropriate for men to approach women. At work, at church, out in public, at malls, coffee shops, libraries, in public parks.
At restaurants, at retail stores, on buses, public transportation, sidewalks, work-related events, parking lots, co-working spaces, grocery stores, actually at a car, in a pub bar.
Yeah, doesn't leave much, does it?
Modern women demanded it, and men simply listened. But apparently when they were telling men to leave them alone, they were supposed to leave them alone in the right way. And apparently taking their word at face value was incorrect.
Whose fault is that? A decade plus of feminist narratives, pearl-clutching about toxic masculinity, about the ominous threat of the male gaze, false accusations, retroactively withdrawing consent, the Me Too purge. Don't look at me, don't walk up to me, don't flirt with me, don't ask to buy me a drink, it's creepy if you do so, and just leave us alone. And men said, alright then, we will. Talk about getting what you asked for.
These women have no right to be shocked. They spent years ripping into men, calling them all sorts of vile names and blaming them for all of the world's problems. It's a wonder why men haven't walked away sooner, in all honesty.
It honestly pains me to see women constantly explaining to men that they would rather be alone than to be in a relationship with them. They don't understand. They don't understand because the cognitive dissonance. They can't imagine because they can't do it. They can't be alone. Literally, they ruminate when they're alone. Their mind wanders all over the place. They hate their own company. A man cannot stand the thought of being alone, so he cannot believe you when you say you are happier alone.
It's funny how single women fancy themselves experts on men when all they do is project all of their problems and insecurities onto the very same men that they have been blaming for years.
They can't do it, so they can't imagine that you can do it. They honestly believe that you're lying. Stop trying to convince them that you're happier alone. We know we are. Just be alone.
If these women were truly happy being alone, then they wouldn't feel the need to try and convince the world that they are happy being by themselves. Men who protect their peace couldn't care less about how these women actually feel.
A man versus a woman, the man is guilty until proven innocent, and the woman is innocent until proven guilty. And she'll use that to her advantage. And if she doesn't get the outcome she wants, she'll go on the internet, because all the Jezebels are on the internet, and then create some sort of coalition. And together, now you have the equivalent of a demonic legion. The Jezebel spirit is fiercely independent, manipulative, controlling, and very unrepentant. If you confront the Jezebel spirit, they will fight back.
There is no point in arguing with a woman like that. She has no problem going scorched earth on a guy for no other reason outside of the fact that she doesn't want to be wrong on something.
And if they feel like they're losing, they will change the conversation to where they are a victim and you have abused them, and they're very hurt and very emotional. And what the Jezebel spirit knows is if it's a woman who then is declaring war on a man, it puts the man in a lose-lose position. Because if she attacks him and he fights back, see, he's mean, he's domineering, he's overbearing, he's a bully, me too. And if he just takes it and tolerates it, she'll control and dominate. It's spiritual warfare.
The only way for a man to win in a situation like that is to not bother playing the games of modern women. That's why they're losing their minds. Their crappy mind games don't work on men anymore.
The majority of straight men hate women.
Do they? I can't wait to hear what this is based on.
I know, breaking news. It's not like men have been controlling us and abusing us and murdering us since the beginning of time or anything.
Starting out with generalizations. This ought to be good.
But anyway, I saw this video on TikTok today where—
So one's initial statement that most straight men hate women is based off of a video that one watched on TikTok? Oh, this'll be full of factual information, I'm sure.
woman was basically saying that men should start buying their girlfriends flowers without her having to ask.
She just accused all men of being vicious psychos to women, and the basis for this argument has to do with how often a man is willing to buy a woman flowers without her asking, which isn't surprising in the slightest.
The army of trigger incels.
Brace yourselves. Personal attacks and insults incoming.
Rising from either the depths of hell or their parents' basement to say, I'm not a mind reader. If you want flowers, you should just ask for them. Women are so complicated.
And what precisely was wrong with that statement?
First of all, why don't you take a breath? I'm sure it must be so exhausting to be this.
I'm starting to think that they believe that swearing and being disparaging is going to somehow validate their statements.
But since y'all have the intelligence of an ostrich on—
Like I said.
The only reason why she's throwing out profanity-laden and painfully unoriginal insults is because she knows that men are right. Men are not mind readers, and if she wants something, she's going to actually have to communicate.
Let's just throw your logic right back at you.
Yes, let's do that.
Imagine if you, as a provider, and I use that term so loosely because you are likely not providing anything other than a headache.
Speaks the voice of experience.
Can you even imagine the male panic? There would be an incel uprising. Y'all will spend hours complaining about your girlfriend's needs. Meanwhile, you refuse to see the solution, even when it's smacking you in your face.
Okay, what is the solution?
I know it must be hard to use your brain when you don't have one, so I'll just lay it out for you.
I think we're all still waiting for an actual point to be made here.
She has no point. She had to use all of her brain power to figure out a way to call the men that she doesn't like incels. That's the only insult she has in her arsenal, and it's a pathetic one at that.
Instead of complaining that your girlfriend wants you to do nice things for her, maybe just try doing nice things for her. Or, if you don't care to understand a woman's wants or needs, try dating men.
Remember, this is all because some men indicated that women should actually ask for what they want.
Seriously, although I have a sneaking suspicion that the gays would hate you more than the women do. And you'd likely have to do nice things for them too, because that's what it means to not be alone.
I think I actually lost count of the amount of swear words and disparaging remarks this person has made.
So her response to men saying that they're not mind readers is that they should just be mind readers, and if they're not willing to become that, then they should just date other men. I don't think she knows what words really mean.
Sure that the men who are complaining about this have never felt the touch of a woman in their life, so the point is moot as it is. But if you don't want to do nice things for a woman, don't be in a relationship with one. That should be easy peasy lemon squeezy for you lot.
That was actually quite impressive, actually. Taking all of that time and yet managing to say nothing relevant at all.
Even if those dudes do nice things for the woman, they may be nice, but they won't be right. And because they're not quote-unquote right, the man is still at fault for not loving her enough to magically know what she wants.
What's my thoughts on childbirth versus getting kicked in the balls? I think there's infinitely more chance of me being kicked in the balls than me birthing a child. But that's probably just me being old-fashioned. What in terms of what's the worst pain? Yeah, very few guys get kicked in the balls and sort of 9 months later go, do you know what, I could go for that again. Plenty of people out there with more than one kid, so... I don't know. But people talk about pain thresholds, don't they? What's your name? Come on, you know this. Okay, Charlotte. So, Charlotte, people talk about pain thresholds, and a lot of women think women have got a higher pain threshold than men, right? Do you think that? Yeah, it's bull. And I can prove it, Charlotte. I hurt your feelings just by saying that.
Men have no choice but to take whatever pain comes their way, whether it be physical, spiritual, emotional, or whatever. Modern women can cry about all of it online and be seen as brave, but men who talk about it are seen as weak and pathetic.
I think women use shaming tactics on men because, simply put, our ego can't handle their truth. That's it. Our ego can't handle what they're saying because how it impacts us either makes us less valuable in their eyes, and we don't want to accept that, What they're saying is offensive to us because we know that we're not that. So we find ways to poke holes in their thought processes so that we are somehow more attractive to them or more appealing to them.
It's rather disturbing how badly modern women want to emotionally hurt men. It's a massive violation of trust and respect just so that they don't have to feel bad about something. Absolutely unacceptable.
As if arguing someone's perspective is going to change it. Sometimes it does, but when we're talking about attraction, you know that goes much deeper. So I think, simply put, women shame men for their perspective simply because it does not work in their favor. And so therefore, we diminish, we disparage, and discredit.
The fact that modern women have no problem shaming men for stuff is hypocritical. They feel like they have the right to call out men for anything, but the second a man does the same thing, he's the one who crossed the line.
Why do men refuse to read fun books? Like, anytime I ask a boy what they're reading, it's like The Road Ahead by Bill Gates or Catcher in the Rye or some sort of, like, you know, self-help book on time management and productivity. Why are you guys never reading, like, Fourth Wing or like a Madeline Miller book? Ooh, like, why are you guys against having fun when you read?
There are plenty of men out there who do read for fun, but apparently if they're not reading some, trashy romance novel that these women are reading, then that just means that all men are somehow boring.
This clip may seem like it's just another liberal white girl taking her billionth jab at men because she doesn't have anything better to do, like work a job, but it's also indicative of something deeper. She asks why men refuse to read fun books, yet the ones she lists that we supposedly read are all about self-improvement, history, philosophy. In other words, books that make you think, books that make you smarter, more adept at solving problems, or even more emotionally intelligent.
To be fair, if you gave this woman, for example, a copy of Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, she probably wouldn't be able to get past the first page, so it's only natural she'd shame us for being able to.
And then the one that she lists as fun is Fourth Wing, a book that is the definition of copy-paste, that steals the cringiest trope-driven plot points from every popular book that came before it, and mashes them together with the occasional explicit sex scene to create the most gag-inducing slop that's ever been published. Take from that what you will.
This has been going on for a long time. I mean, just take a look at things like 50 Shades of Grey or Twilight. I mean, this is some of the most absurd, poorly written drivel to ever be published, and modern women just absolutely gobbled it up.
Men are not nice people, and they're getting worse by the day. Like, I'm not lying. Men really just love getting their ego stroked by women. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, go heal, go get some therapy, because I'm not the female to stroke your ego. I'm just not. Like, manipulators.
I know by now women have heard of the friend zone. Is that not a form of manipulation where you lead men on for weeks or months at a time and pretend that you want to date him when you know while you have no interest in him?
It's funny to watch modern women tell men to go out and seek therapy when most of these women have been in therapy for years, and it has done absolutely nothing to solve their life problems or mental problems.
Oh, right, but only men are mean. Or even when divorced women have a plan for 6 weeks or months before they even announce to their husbands that they want to get a divorce because they're checked out, and they're only checked out because their backup option is now giving them attention, because women only talk about leaving once they have the backup plan lined up. Oh, but that's not mean. Or how about when women go out to clubs and get all dressed up, knowing damn well that men are gonna pay their tab? Oh, that's perfectly normal that you're using men and your body basically like an escort service. And let's not get into OnlyFans and Instagram accounts where you get to stroke your own ego by posting half-naked pictures for validation, and yet again, another ego boost leading men on. But that's not mean.
It's not mean when they do it, because every single thing that she listed is either a woman taking back their power, liberating themselves from the patriarchy, or because they're broke, hungry, and don't know how to cook a meal. But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment, and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves, guys. Peace.